Hey, so I had to resort back to the real, which is my black do-rag. You know what I'm saying? When everything else may falter, you can always bet on black. You know what I'm saying? Oh, excuse me. Now, I want all the motherfucking smoke today. Okay? I want all the motherfucking smoke. Now, Nipsey, God bless the dead. Nipsey said these lyrics. I'm waking up today on my way to the job that pays me. I was not forced, but these lyrics came to mind. Never let a hard time humble us. Never let a hard time humble us. Right? And that's from the song Double Up, if y'all don't know. The bass is phenomenal. Slow, dramatic beat. So he could get his message and his metaphors across clear and concise. It's a dope song. But check this shit out. I came to so much, just so much kept hitting me. I'm like, you know what? Let me put this shit out. First of all, let me tell you something. That's a low vibe, and I'm referring to this nigga, that nigga, right? That's a low vibe, raggedy ass nigga at the end of the fucking day. And let me tell you what we do. Because we spend time, because this was in my youth. This was in our youth, when we were getting to know each other. And I feel like a lot of us choose these people or choose our significant others at that time, not just because it's what we attracted, but because it was where our mind state was at. All right? That's where we was at mentally, to be attracted to a certain type of person. And I was saying to myself, damn, one of us changed. One of us fucking changed. Now, I'm aware that people change. I'm aware that people change even when they fucking don't have no intention to. Because remember, there was rap lyrics even back then that was saying, I'ma always be a project nigga. I'ma stay a down ass nigga. I'm from the gutter. I'ma always be a gutter at whatever the fuck. You understand what I'm saying? So there was these times. Wait, maybe I need to put these windows up because I don't. All right. So it was these times where people change, and we didn't even we wasn't even aware that we was fucking changing, but we did. All right. Okay, that's better. So, long story short, I'm still was going over this shit in my head. And I was like, damn, one of us changed. And we were supposed to change because we were not supposed to remain the same people. So, whoever it was that he changed into is not the nigga for me. He a low vibing ass, raggedy ass motherfucking nigga, can't get his mind right, can't get his heart right, can't get his manhood right. And I'm not contesting his manhood as in his sexuality. I'm contesting his manhood as his motherfucking gender. He couldn't get none of that shit right. All that motherfucking time he spent in there, he couldn't get in alignment with himself. So when he came home, he could not give me what it was that I motherfucking needed because he never did the work that he needed to do to become fully into himself, to become fully into his manhood. So I'm running around trying to be with a man that ain't a motherfucking man in the sense of the word. Then you got niggas that got fucking mommy issues. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm thinking that I'm assisting him on every level, cover the basics, so that he can continue on a path to become the man that he needs to be for himself and for his family in society today. All right? So I'm like, let me cover all the bases. But you know what, too? Virgo, because I'm a Virgo. We got this fucking, this shit with us that we feel a need to save hoes. We always feel like we got to save some motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that we feel that we're better and we looking down on people. And forgive me for talking in third party sense, but I know a lot of Virgos that's this way. And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's cool. It ain't gotta resonate with you, because I'm really referring to me and to the alike. Alright? So we got this shit with us to where as though we're not looking down on you, but we just know what we're capable of. We know where we came from. We well aware of our experiences. And so we're trying to shed that and share that on people that we care about in order to try to stop them from going through similar shit. You know what I'm saying? So here I am trying to save a hoe, a jailbird ass nigga, asshole ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing that because of the love that I have for the motherfucker. Because remember, we came from the trenches together. And I don't feel like I elevated so past him that I could look down. But I know like a motherfucker I did elevate. And I know like a motherfucker I'm one of the people that motherfucking change. You understand? So, alright nigga. So instead of you saying, you know, I have a partner that, and I have a girl, and well, not a girl, but I'm talking about titles now. You know, my girl or my woman is somebody that's 100 solid. And I could fuck with her because now she gonna help me put myself in a certain position so that I could then turn around and help the family get this. He didn't even have it in his fucking capacity, mental capacity, or his heart space to motherfucking do that shit. So niggas got motherfucking jailbird issues. Niggas got fucking childhood trauma. Niggas got motherfucking mommy issues, daddy issues. Motherfuckers got self-awareness issues. Like, this nigga got a whole bunch of shit going on, and I'm not aware of the shit that he got going on because I'm under the impression that he did the work. All the fucking, communication that we had, it wasn't 100% the best because he was so far away, but I did the best that I could, and I was under pressure. He did the best that he could. So all of the communication that we had through the letters and through the phone calls, which I never ever missed a motherfucking phone call, you heard me? I never missed a phone call. I never motherfucking, that nigga got mail so motherfucking much that I know for a fact that it had to be other niggas in there that felt some type of way. You wanna know why I know? Because of the environment that I work in helps me be aware of the shit that go on behind the motherfucking gates. So I know that it was niggas in there that felt some type of way. That nigga was so on point with the mail. I'm not knowing the whole motherfucking time he built the other relationships with other women. Now, here's the kicker. Everybody got a right to free will. You fucking around and building and doing shit with other bitches in there. Honestly, real talk, I'm a realist. I really wish I could say that I cared. But I really didn't. Because I was secure in my womanhood and in my spot. I am not making no excuses for the shit that he was doing behind there. I'm just saying, whatever he was doing to get his commissary up better, to get his account up better, or whatever hustling he was doing in that motherfucker, because he was a hustling ass nigga. So whatever he was doing, fuck it, he was doing it in oh well. But I know who the fuck I am, and I know who the fuck that nigga's coming home to, and bye, because I know I'm very self-aware. So this nigga come home on some bullshit. The bullshit he came home on ain't got nothing to fucking do with me. But thank goodness, not even thank goodness, thank God to the creator that I ain't allow that nigga to fucking drag me. Absolutely, I was motherfucking hurt because I was disappointed. Because you portrayed yourself to be this certain type of nigga and you wasn't that nigga. Alright? So was I fucking disappointed? Hell motherfucking yeah. And was I hurt? Hell yeah. Because somebody that I thought that I could continue to grow with, continue to build with, and continue to motherfucking continue to build a better fucking life. You know, somebody that I love, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do this shit together now that you actually here. You know, somebody I had a certain level of expectations to. You know, all of that shit went out the motherfucking window. But I'm grateful to God that it still was early in the game. You understand? It was a year post his release. But it was still early in the game compared to a lifetime. Because in my mind, I had us together for a fucking lifetime. That nigga had other plans. But at the end of the day, fuck that nigga. Because all he did was open up the door for me to get what I actually am deserving of. Because that caliber nigga right there, that type of nigga, that's not my fucking speed. That's the type of nigga I would have never fucking waited for. Why the fuck I'ma wait? Put my life on hold. Refrain from fully experiencing life at its all-time capacity. It's a whole abundance of shit. that I put on hold because I did not want that nigga to feel a sense of intimidation, a sense of a lack, a sense of, well, you know, this bitch is all over. Because you know your nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know your nigga. And I know that nigga is not the type of nigga that like bitches that stand strong in who they are. He don't like independent women. He don't like independent thinkers. He don't like, you understand what I'm saying? This is back in the day. This is back in the day. So I could see, I could see how I fell, no, I don't want to say fell victim like it was all his fault. But it was one time in my life when I was a down ass bitch too. You understand? I'm not ashamed of my fucking story. I was on motherfucking Section 8. I was on motherfucking food stamps. But please understand, I never for once thought that my circumstances defined who I was. Because I had other means of getting money. I was always in my mind a fly ass bitch, and I was always known to ascend. I was always known to do better. So just because that was a part of who I was at that time, I never felt that that's who defined who I was. And I didn't feel like that to define who he was, because he was a hustling ass nigga that we took our little bit of nothing and made a little something, and it would suffice for us at that time. So meanwhile, my mentality is, we was in the trenches together, and anytime I come up, nigga, you gonna come up too. His mentality was, nigga, I'm always gonna be a project nigga, I'm always gonna be this type of nigga, and I'm always gonna be a down ass nigga, and I'm always gonna be a nigga. You understand? So the change came in that way. As I look back in retrospect, I fucking really changed because I always knew that I had more in me and better in me, and I always knew who walked with me. You understand what I'm saying? I always knew that I had a powerful team. What I mean by a powerful team, I always knew that my ancestors and guardian angels, I always knew who I worshiped. I always knew who walked with me. I always knew that my situation was always going to improve. I always knew that. I always said in my prayers, and you can consult with your creator. I always said in my prayers, I got the stamina. I got the wit. I got the wherewithal to do whatever it is that I need to do to improve my situation. All you got to do is give me the outline. Show me the map. Or how he said in Power, teach me the game, ghost. Know what I'm saying? That's all I needed the creator to do, was to give me the outline. Show me what I needed to do, and I had it in me to do it, to get it the fuck done. You understand? And that's what I did. And I'm talking about spiritually and mentally and physically. The emotional part, I left that between me and him, because that's where the energy emotion was. My energy emotion was with him and raising our children. I was in love with them motherfuckers, all of them. Our sons and him. That's the motherfucker that stayed a nigga. And I thought he killed the nigga in him when he was in there, but obviously he fucking didn't. He brought that nigga home to me and thought that I was gonna, he thought that I was gonna succumb to that low ass nigga shit, and he thought that he was gonna take that low vibing ass, raggedy ass nigga shit and come and control the situation and try to turn me back into a whole nother bitch who he assumed for me to be. That nigga never saw that he had a dope ass bitch. He always was under the impression that the love that I had for him was gonna stay in this, I'ma run this bitch down in the motherfucking home. That bitch ain't gonna be better than me, and she's not gonna be who the fuck she thinks she is. I don't know who the fuck she thinks she is, but watch this. Let me tell you something. When you run into motherfucking niggas that's scared to elevate, when you run into niggas that try to front like they men, but their actions are showing you that they not, bitch, you better run. You run into a nigga that I don't give a fuck what type of, because you know what else he taught me to? Fuck longevity and fuck history. When you run into a nigga that's motherfucking jealous of you, when you run into a nigga that look at you and don't see, all right, my girl is dope. You know what I'm saying? When you run into a nigga like that, my girl is dope, and this is the type of bitch that, I could continue to be with and continue to build with. and he look at that as a threat to his manhood and his existence, when he run into motherfuckers, when you run into motherfuckers like that, I don't give a fuck about your longevity or your history. Ooh, you better let that nigga go. Let him go. Let him go. Fuck that. Because he not even no longer looking at you as, this is my partner. This is somebody that I could be with. This is somebody that we could keep going higher and higher together. That nigga now looking at you as food on his motherfucking plate. That nigga is looking to devour you. I don't give a fuck about the history that you got. You better fucking run, bitch. You better run, and not just that. Stay in your prayer. Stay in your strength. Try not to let that delusional, raggedy ass, low vibrating shit change who you are in a negative way. Let it influence you to become even better and even stronger and even more powerful. Because let me tell you something, the Creator have all the motherfucking resources that we need. Even a partner. You have to realize who these niggas really is. Because they not, and they cannot continue to wear the fucking mask. Alright? So, that's where the fuck I'm at right now. I'm feeling so motherfucking good. I am feeling so motherfucking good. I was able to come up off that motherfucking Section 8 and motherfucking public assistance. Okay? I was able to do that shit. I'm not putting it on me like it was on me. God ain't no motherfucking joke. When you show your loyalty and your dedication to the Creator, He'll let you know why it was always the best motherfucking thing to do. Not just for you, but because you pass the test to your testimony, and now your testimony gets to become experience, not just for you, but for other people that could bear witness. All right? Not just that. You get to give the glory and give Him the glory in His name. You get to give Him the praise and the honor and the worship, and you get to share your testimony so people can know and understand that living righteous is always rewarding. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people get lost, and they get lost in trauma, they get lost in hurt, and they start to feel like there's no benefit in continuing to live, or there's no benefit in living righteous, because their rewards are fastly earned. You know what I'm saying? They do some dumb shit. They see the reward right then and there. And they just say, you know what? I'm going to stay in this energy because this is the way to go. Because I see my rewards. Baby, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it for longevity. You understand? Look up to see what longevity means. You know what longevity means? The dictionary to longevity is long life. That's what I'm in it for. I don't need motherfucking short-term rewards. Because I'm in this shit for long life. I want my shit to keep coming. I am investing in me. And I want you to invest in you, in your healing. And I don't want somebody else's trauma to become your trauma. Stop taking on motherfucking people baggage, because that's what I did. This is where the fucking accountability come in. I took on that motherfucking nigga baggage. You understand? I took on his shit because, I was in love and I'm going to help get him through. And it wasn't intentional for me to take it on. But anytime I stop living my life to the fullest on account of somebody else outside of me, they experiences. And because I want them to understand how I'm self-sacrificing so that we can make it as a fucking team. Anytime, you're doing that shit like that, baby, that's the wrong path to go down. So use me as an example. Please. Use me as a motherfucking example. That nigga ain't got a motherfucking thing to bring to the table. You heard me? So, yes, I felt and still feel, real talk, a sense of fucking embarrassment, because I'm like, damn, I thought you was a dope ass nigga. You ain't shit. A lot of times, the way we feel about people, we put them on this pedestal. Our love put them on this pedestal. And we give them more fucking credit than what the fuck they deserve. And they're giving them this credit more than what they deserve. We give them more everything than what the fuck they deserve. They ain't even motherfucking shown us that they worthy of the shit. They ain't shown us that they worthy of the fucking pedestal we putting them on. They ain't showing us that they worthy of all this love and credit that we fucking giving them. Now look, it might not even be your nigga. It might have just been my nigga. I could vibe off of that too. But if it's any type of way you can relate to my fucking situation, use me as an example. Use me. If I'm gonna be used with my consent, I'd rather it be this way. Because I was used without my fucking consent, and that's another thing that had me feeling fucking bitter. This low vibing ass nigga didn't even have it fucking in him to sit me down. That nigga had no fucking respect. You heard me? None at all for me. No understanding of the sacrifices that I fucking made, and didn't even give a fuck. And I'll never forget that shit. I'll never fucking forget the times that I needed that motherfucker. And I'm talking about since he came home. That I needed him, and that motherfucker left me for dead. Left our kids for fucking dead. That motherfucker is what's the word I'm looking for? Selfish. Narcissistic. That's what he is. He don't even have it in him to give a fuck about. And I'm not making no excuses for the nigga. This is me trying to research and understand how the fuck I even end up with somebody like this. Because I know my full worth. I know what I'm capable of. I always known that. That's one thing that I could say. And maybe in me choosing him, maybe I did resonate with something in it. Like we shared the same story. You know, we both came from the fucking hood. We both had to experience raising ourselves to a fucking, degree. And so, of course, it was a part of me that resonated with him then. But, I mean, damn. I just never thought that the nigga looked at me like I was always going to be a regular bottom-ass, ghetto-ass bitch. Nah, nigga. Nah. And I think that's a problem with a lot of our men. A lot of our men don't know how to transition into manhood. And a lot of our men look at jail as a rites of passage into manhood. They look at gang affiliation as a rites of passage into manhood. They don't understand or understand the fucking family values and dynamics. They go into these religions expecting these religions to catapult them into manhood. Like, okay, 5%er is going to teach me how to be a man. Let me tell you something. You have to, and a lot of our women too, look to these niggas. We share the same story with these niggas. We share the same basics as these niggas. And nobody wants to really do the work to change themselves or to give themselves, not just responsibility, permission. Nobody want to give themselves permission to grow into adulthood aside from street wisdom, street knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I realized that life is a combination, which is why we get frustrated at people who have college degrees. They be like, yeah, these are the people that have college degrees and they have educational degrees. They know a lot from as far as textbooks, but they have no compassion. They have no street intelligence. So they don't even have fucking common sense. And so to me, this plays a major part, even while the whole system is fucked up. But that's another story before we get there. It's just that people don't know how to combine the two. I feel like in this life, you need a combination of two. You need book knowledge, of course, because you want to be able to know how to bring yourself across in every situation, no matter what. No matter what your surroundings is, you want to have one that be a chameleon. You want to be able to adjust because you want to be able to always diversify, get in that fucking bag. You understand? So you need a certain type of friends, a certain type of community to be able to get in certain spaces. I get that. I get that. But a lot of our men, and I'm talking just from my experience, a lot of our men don't know how to become chameleons. They only know one way of living, and they become comfortable in that and don't subject themselves to fucking change. So when you're changing as a woman to become a better woman and a better person, as you're elevating your money, your finances, your thought process, your spirituality, that nigga can no longer fucking relate. And you become a fucking threat to him. You become the fucking threat because he sees something in you that he no longer can fucking relate to. And instead of him saying, damn, I gotta get on my shit for me and then for us, that nigga starts saying, nah, that bitch, Nah, that ain't my type of bitch. I need a bitch that's beneath me. I need a bitch that could let me run her. I need a bitch that could relate to me. This is why niggas get R. Kelly fucking syndrome. A lot of our men are not interested in a woman who can match him where he's at, intellectually, emotionally. They can't resonate with that type of fucking woman, because a woman like that is a threat to their fucking manhood. A lot of them motherfuckers result to fucking with mentally immature women because they know that they can be the dominance in her life. So a bitch that is really not that bitch, but portray to be that bitch and can't be that bitch without him, that's the type of bitch that they look for. I need a bitch that's going to be dependent on me to define who she is, because that bitch will always need me. That goes all the way back to a pimp type mentality back in the days. It explains why women used to go and fuck these niggas and sell a pussy and come back and bring money to a whole motherfucking other nigga. And give that nigga all this money, and this nigga got the finest this and the finest that, and just would breadcrumb that bitch. He would breadcrumb that bitch, and that bitch somehow in her mind felt a large codependency on him to dress her, to define the type of woman that she was. Yeah, I'm a bad bitch because my pimp is this certain type of fucking man. We talk about that. That's the type of mentality that these fucking men have. Well, I'd rather be with a younger bitch because, not only is her body a certain type of way, but her mentality is a certain type of way. I could run her. I could rule her. I could make that bitch be totally unaware of sense of self and treat her as such. Because that bitch is dependent on me to define her 100%. They're not interested. A lot of our men are not interested in women. This is why our strength intimidates them. And this is why a lot of us women will get on these motherfucking channels and dumb ourselves down even publicly. And I'm talking about bitches. I done heard bitches say, and I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I'm talking to y'all. So don't fucking come trying to criticize me for the way I'm talking to you. Y'all understand what the fuck I'm saying? And I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I'm talking. All right? And I'm going to chill. Because I feel myself getting excited. Because I ain't don't try to come for me in no type of way, bitch. It's too many channels on this motherfucking channel for you to be trying to come at me for the way you fuck with me and how the way I'm doing me. Now, hold on a second. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me, right? It's too many, right? You got bitches that dumb themselves down publicly on the YouTube. You want to know how they do it? Oh, no. Don't call me a strong woman. Don't say I'm a strong black woman, because in saying I'm a strong black woman, you give these men the impression that they don't have to assist me because I'm strong and so I got everything. First of all, again, this is a weak ass man. I mean, okay, so today I want all the motherfucking smoke. Let's go back to the original topic. I want all the smoke. That's a weak ass man that'll look at a woman and use her strength as an excuse not to be an assistance to her, or not to be an ally to her, or not to look at her and say, you know what, let's build together, because she got strength, I got strength, and together we are unstoppable force. That's a weak ass man that'll use your strength as an excuse not to come into union with you and to be a stronger, better team. You understand? The strength of the woman is how the fuck most of our fucking families got through. Now, if you the type of nigga that had weak ass, raggedy ass bitches, and these bitches didn't raise you, these bitches didn't put time, energy, effort, and love into you, and you got some type of gripe against women, I'm not talking to y'all niggas. Because y'all niggas got some childhood motherfucking trauma, obviously, that y'all need to fucking deal with before you can come into union and understand the strength of a fucking woman. I'm talking to the fucking women that's the single mothers. And you don't have to bear your own children to be a single mother. I'm talking about the women who had to use that same motherfucking strength that we're being disrespected and aggravated for and against. We, the same women who took that motherfucking strength and raised not just biological kids, but not biological kids. We fucking raised our nieces, our fucking nephews, our cousins, because other females in our family either didn't have the mental capacity to do it, or they was going through some shit in their life where they couldn't or just wouldn't. Whatever the fucking case may be. I'm talking about the women who had motherfucking children with these men, and these men was raggedy ass motherfucking niggas and didn't take no time out to assist in raising these kids. Or the men, our men, who unfortunately got caught up in the standards of motherfucking, not the standards of society, but in the warfare, the mental warfare of our society, where they started fucking locking our men up and snatching them out of the homes and taking them to fucking jail and just getting them out of the fucking home. I'm talking to those fucking women who had to rely on that strength. Let's go all the way back to our ancestors real quick, when the fucking families was fucking ripped the fuck apart, sold on that fucking auction block, and the only thing we had was our strength and our fucking creator to get us the fuck through those times. Alright? It take a weak ass man to not resonate with that strength and then use it to fuck against you to say, well, this is why I can't fuck with no bitch like that. Nah. So you know what the fuck that nigga did me? That raggedy ass nigga did me a motherfucking favor. You heard me? Because the creator understands that I need a man. And no, I don't need, I want. In my full acknowledgement of knowing who I am and know where I came from and understanding and understanding, and now at the point that I can overstand my story, I realize that I don't need a man. I don't. But I sure as motherfucking hell want one. I want one. I want me a warrior ass man. That's the fuck I do. I want somebody that look at me and see all of my fucking attributes and be like, that's a dope ass bitch. Because that's how I see myself. I know I'm a dope ass bitch. I know what I bring to the table, from relationships, romantically, to friendships, to parenthood. I know what's in me, and even though I achieve my goals, there's still more goals that I continue to set, because how Puff Daddy said, I can't stop, won't stop. I'm just not motherfucking stopping. I'm going to keep on motherfucking going. And my counterpart, the one who the creator actually had for me, is going to look at me and be like, that's my fucking winning piece right there. That's my winning piece. And I'm going to get with that bitch and we going to take the fuck off. And it's not that I'm going to use her and she's not going to use me. It's just, we're both two forces to be reckoned with. And if I'm the sun and she's the moon, bitch, we gonna get together and create our own motherfucking heaven on earth. See, the creator understands that a man, that's the type of man that I want. And that is the type of man that I know is out there for me. And if I gotta take a motherfucking time out, if you gotta take a time out to chill for a minute and reevaluate some shit and heal up some shit and fix some shit and get your shit together so that you can align with who the creator had for you, then bitch, do that. And sometimes that means fuck the history that you got with other motherfuckers. Fuck the history that you, because you know what you're doing? You're taking the lessons with you and you're leaving the fucking pain back there. And to get through the pain and to overcome that pain ain't motherfucking easy. We wasn't promised that the fucking weapons wouldn't form. We was only promised that they wouldn't prosper. And so, you know, you go through the dark night of the soul. What's the dark night of the soul? That's when you going through that motherfucking heartbreak and you sitting the fuck in it. And you not just readjusting yourself through the pain, but you combing through every part of it to learn every single lesson, because you ain't trying to revisit this shit no more. And sometimes you got to go back to catapult forward. Because that's what the fuck and I'm talking about going all the way back to childhood. I'm going all the way back to how the fuck I even get to the point where I chose a motherfucker like this in my life. and kept choosing him over and over again, and never chose myself, to the point that when that motherfucker started showing me who the fuck he really was, when that motherfucker started showing me, bitch, I'm not choosing you, it ain't ever gonna be about you, regardless of the children I had from him, regardless of whatever the circumstances is. When I kept proving my loyalty and dedication to this nigga, I don't give a fuck what, I always chose that nigga, and that nigga straight up and down didn't fucking chose me and was showing me that shit. And I still kept giving him the benefit of the doubt, saying, don't worry, he gonna get it. I'ma just hang on for a little bit. He gonna get it. He gonna get it. And that hanging on for a little bit turned to years and years and decades. Bitch, you better get your shit together. Get it the fuck together, bitch, and use me as a motherfucking example. I ain't mad. I ain't mad, man. Use me as a motherfucking example. Facts. To understand your situation, to understand that you don't have to, even if you resonate with the pain, even if you resonate with the story, you don't owe it to no motherfucking body to live in that motherfucker. Change your motherfucking story. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, because as a traumatic people, we overcome these things, and we become victorious, and we learn how to operate in it, because we assume that learning how to operate in it is what brings us our victory. No. Learning how to get past it is what brings us our victory. Because now, every time we reach a new pinnacle, we can look back and say, yo, me and God, we did that. You understand? We did that. It's all an outline. I always used to ask God, show me the way, Ghost. If you show me, I got the wherewithal in me to get it done. And sometimes getting it done, your boots get dirty. Your hands get dirty. You know what I'm saying? You cultivating shit. You know what I'm saying? You get it out the dirt. At least where most of where we from, you get it out the fucking dirt. And so you're not afraid of the dirt, because you realize now when your harvest season is here. So you cultivating some shit. But your victories is the fruits of your labor. Getting past the shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what healing is about. And so it's not going to be easy, but you have it in you to get it the fuck done. Bitch, get it the fuck done. I don't give a fuck what you gotta do. I don't give a fuck that you gotta go through some motherfucking pain. Because to me, in my opinion, what they say, that metaphor is, I could do bad by myself. Bitch, you could do great by yourself too. So choose you. Get through what the fuck you gotta get through on your own. Because while you going through that shit on your own, the Creator is preparing a table a table for you in the presence of your fucking enemies, whoever the fuck your enemies may be. And you will be motherfucking victorious on all levels. You will be abundant on all motherfucking levels. Speak that shit into existence. And the same fucking way you sit there and convince yourself, I'ma just keep on trying. That's my man. I'm gonna stick beside him. The same motherfucking way you keep convincing yourself to deal with all of this bullshit that he giving you, this breadcrumbing shit. I'm gonna give this bitch a little bit, just enough to keep her on my dick, just to keep enough of her putting up with my shit, so that I got a fucking means of survival. Because I'ma survive off of her fucking energy and her hard work and her motherfucking label. Because even though I'm out here on my bullshit, I'm showing her just enough to keep her fucking inspired, to keep believing in me, so that I could do what the fuck I want to do. See, the more you convince yourself of that motherfucking bullshit, you're blocking your own blessings. Get out your own motherfucking way, sis. Get out your own way. I promise you it's better out there for you. But you can't expect that shit to be handed to you. Faith without works is dead, baby. You can't keep praying that shit is gonna fucking change, but you don't want to do the necessary work to implement that change. Because just like the Creator wants you to believe in Him, He also got to believe in you, so that you can believe in Him. You understand? It's a will. It's the will to this shit. You saying that you believe in me, that I could do it, but can I believe in you to get it the fuck done? Because you know you're gonna have those days of that fucking ugly cry. You're gonna have those days when your heart break. But bitch, when your heart break, it's broken open. You understand? Now you ain't running from, you running to, because you already got your fucking armor on, and running to changes into running through. You feel me? Fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit.